All right. Think we're coming through here with the audio. Hope everyone's having a good day out there. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, so it looks like we've had a bit of a orderly sell-off throughout the Asian session there. Got a little bit of a rebound up here to some point of resistance, and then it kind of bounced back down, made a new low on the pre-market. So yeah, no, we'll have to see. We've got nothing really on the docket as far as economic data. I mean, obviously the big thing everyone's kind of watching right now is interest rates. Where they're going to go from here. Inflation's kind of the persistent story, isn't it? But outside of that, I mean, obviously we have tech earnings coming up, so something to keep an eye out for. But yeah, I don't know. As far as my game plan today, I mean, are seeing a little bit of a bounce here again, but right after we made a new low, so I not really looking to get long here yet. We're under VWAP. We're in kind of a bearish downtrend. Now we do have. I mean, it's going to really depend on what happens at the open, right? Or I guess maybe what positioning looks like going into that 9 o'clock hour. It's just it's tough to say at the moment. Zoom out a little bit here, and we have another point of resistance we should see stepping right around that 28,900. That's kind of what I'm keeping an eye on, which happens to line up pretty nicely with the point of control from a couple days ago. So worth keeping an eye on. I'm not really, considering we just made a new pre-market low, not sure that I want to test it with a long yet. Though. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good week though. It's tough. It's tough trading this. When you just look at the range yesterday, like including extended trading hours, like the whole session, just look at the range we had on NQ over here. Pretty wild. I mean, most of it was clustered right up in here in this like probably 350 point range, but still, yeah, right off of the initial balance from the extended trading hours being this like 100 point range, and then being 500 points above that is where we spent most of the day. So yeah, pretty gnarly. Like, I'm not really trading with a lot of size right now. Looking to actually doing this combine here. We're doing a top step combine, so got a little bit of a balance on it. I've got a 151,484. It's one of those 150k combines, so it's a 9k profit target. So I think my daily goal is try to reach for around that 1500 mark. That's should be, with the amount of volatility we had, as long as take good trades, should be doable. But if it all depends on what the setups are. So yeah, it's like right now it's tough. We're really in a, like, there's a lot of bearish sentiment that creeps in. but then the dips tend to get bots. And it's like while it's like part of me wants to be looking for lawns. I'm also aware that we just made a new low, and you know these points of support and resistance, they get marked off. I mean, they, you know, no guarantee you hit those points, but they do tend to act as magnets for price and tend to see price move between them. So I'll have to see what happens here. Yeah, anyone that's checking out the stream, let me know if anything's, you know, everything's coming through all right. I have a little background music going, so let me know if that's too loud, too quiet. Let me know if my voice too loud or too quiet. Yeah, just kind of doing this for fun. Kind of almost see way of journaling my trades, my thoughts. You know, if anyone wants to join these streams, obviously hang out, talk about the markets, where things are going. None of what I say or do is obviously financial advice. Trading is risky, and I am not in the business of offering advice. So this is just what I'm doing over here. Yeah, I don't know. She's not really looking like she wants to make new highs quite yet. Or not new highs. Jesus. Not looking like she's gonna come down and test that low again quite yet, but we'll have to see. Yeah, I saw headlines earlier about I mean, the narratives are all over the place, right? That's what makes it like, I don't know. I feel like you almost, when you're day trading, you almost have to you need to be aware of the macro environment while also almost ignoring it half the time. Like, it's kind of crazy. It can be dangerous to get too firm of an idea in your head about what you think the market is going to do. At least that's in my experience. That's just, you know, I'll have a very like a bullish or bearish sentiment going into the day based off things that are going on, and then the market will just do the complete opposite. It'll just rip one way or another, and yeah, it's almost better just to trade what is in front of you. That's what I do. But yeah, a little quiet right now. Yeah, I didn't see anything on the as far as economic releases today. I know we have Trump speaking later today, but I don't know. I mean, that pretty much always is some catalyst for some kind of movement, but that's like 3 p.m. power hour, so who knows? We'll see what happens there. Oh, I'm gonna have to grab more coffee. Early mornings. Yeah, we do have some single TPO prints right around that 2900 mark. Came right down, touched it, and rebound off of it. So yeah, I mean, if we do try to retest that pre-market low, I'm gonna be looking for it to move down, probably that 28,900 mark is where I'm going to be looking for some kind of consolidation, possibly a bounce. I don't know. It's tough right now. It just feels like you buy the dip. Anything that any sell off, it's like you get a rebound. I mean, I guess part of that, you know, obviously tech's really the even in the face of, you know, a war, rising inflation, rising yields, it's tech's still kind of driving the market. And you don't really want to fight that, you know. You don't want to get in the way of that. It's the easy way to get run over. But I see a little bit of a move down here. And gotta close down there, so. I don't know. Tough with taking these positions here too. When for me, when I get into these positions, when you only have what 45 minutes or so, 44 minutes before the market open, it's tough because it can just you can be looking like you're in a bearish trend, and then all of a sudden it just rips to the open, rips up, and or it could you could get continuation to the downside. You just don't know, and so I don't know that there's enough. There's not really enough pressure right now to the downside for me to want to get short yet. It's like it's looking bearish, but right before the open, it's a tough position to get into. All that volatility, all that volume just comes in right then, and kind of want to see what happens with that. Alright, I think I'm gonna go grab some more coffee real quick. Things are pretty pretty calm at the moment. Alright. Give me 2 seconds, chat. Be right back. Alright, I'm back here. Yeah, just coming down, find a little bounce right here where we saw buyers step in there, so I think this is probably going lower, but that's not gonna take a position on it quite yet. think it's almost harder on these days without an 830 econ release to like the 830 release does tend to, I think, set the tone a bit. You know, like they always say, the first move isn't necessarily the correct move, but you at least get a bit of a range defined off that. Right now we're just kind of consolidated right around this bottom 50 points right over 2,900. Yeah, I mean, if we do get a bounce, it's definitely a lot of upside. Got over 100 points up just to VWAP. We've got about another 130, 140 points above that to the previous day close. So yeah, there's room. There's room to run. Get us see a move back up towards that initial balance, right around that 29, 250 to 260 range. I think it's going to be telling what kind of positioning and volume we see right before the market open and right into those first trades. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Have to see what she does here. Yeah, and we're dropped off quite a bit into cumulative volume delta being fairly negative at the moment, which we need to expect with the sell-off we saw overnight. But again, like this is a market where buying the dip seems to reward you more often than not right now. So yeah, we'll have to see. And today's stream will be a little bit shorter. We'll be jumping off, or this morning's stream at least, be jumping off around 9:45, 9:50, a little after the market open. I'll be jumping back on later today though. Do a little see what's going on and following the lunch session, most likely, right around the end of that. Ooh, all right. That's some crazy volume that just came in. What's happening here? We must be getting some kind of headline coming out. Well, what are we looking at? Not seeing anything yet. So there must be something that is driving that. New low there though, so that's I'm thinking I don't see the headline yet. I don't have Bloomberg pulled up though, so can't see what they're actually talking about live. Something might have just dropped. Or it could just be a bit of positioning into the 9 o'clock hour, which I mean, people were willing to step in immediately to buy that up, though. That's the thing, right? Okay, there we go. President Trump. Post on Truth Social. From this point forward, anytime the Islamic Republic of Iran shoots at a ship on the Strait of Hormuz, whether it be by missile, or yada yada yada, the United States will bomb and destroy one bridge or power plant, including those next to the capital city of Tehran. Okay, well, yeah, that's what happened. Then, I mean, I guess it's not that it's bullshit, but it's bluster. I mean, even if it ends up being true, we market, I think, kind of shrugs off it. Like you saw that initial reaction was to drop, but then it gets just bought back up. I think everyone is. We're not really in taco territory, right? Because we are seeing follow through in the bombing, but I think everyone kind of expects that it's just going to resolve itself. Like that this is all negotiation and I mean, I don't know. The market really does just kind of shrug these things off now. We've seen so much volatility over these last few months. And you see a drop like that and it really just ends up being people see it as an opportunity to buy. I think the one thing that the market is, and the market, I mean, it's been kind of, we're in a weird environment where you see yields rising, you see dollar rising, you see gold rising, you see stocks rising, you see everything right, like running at once, and one of them is wrong. But whether I mean if you're day trading it, you can't take that. You can be right that something is wrong, but if you're day trading it, you can still just get your face ripped off. You gotta, you know, you kind of just have to trade what the market's giving you, right? Okay, we saw a little bit of a climb, but we're not getting a lot of. After that initial bar, it's slow, 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 but it's still making higher lows. We've seen higher highs until this candle right here, or this bar right here, so we'll see what happens. Not making that new high quite yet. We've seen right around this block from like 2960 up to like 80. And here has been acting as a bit of resistance. And just kind of funneling price action on down through here. But I think if we get a break up through here, like see some good volume coming through, then it's probably at least going to come up, and I'm going to be watching for it to try to test the point of control, which I guess, where does that put us? That puts us right around that, just over 2,900, so kind of right in this area here. So basically, looks like we're seeing resistance stacked up right here right now. Next little block's probably right around in here. And obviously with VWAP, that's always something you got to watch. There we are, making a new high off this here, so see if it rejects this like 2950 to 60 block here, and if it does, I might consider a short here, down to come and retest the pre-market lows again. Right now just kind of coincides with the lower range of the VWAP. We got a pretty clean downtrend too here. We're like right like that. And so far it hasn't broken it, so I mean, yeah. Trend lines are funny, right? They kind of matter until they don't. It's like you don't want to, you never put too much weight in that stuff. It's interesting to look at, I guess, kind of visualize the channel that price is in, but I don't put too much weight on them. It's more of a, I guess, just helps you kind of visualize what the market's doing. It's not. If you do happen to stumble across this stream or a post on X about it, make sure you subscribe. We'll be running through the markets every morning, a little bit in the afternoons as well. Again, this is kind of just me, like a live journaling process for myself. Obviously not financial advice. This is just me doing my thing and just kind of thinking out loud about the process, which I find can be helpful. Alright, so it is encountering a bit of resistance in that little zone we talked about, that like right around that 50, right around that 50 mark. So I expect we'll either see it rejected, or it'll probably punch through with volume. When you see the thing I like to keep an eye on, when I see price testing those same levels over and over, you tend to at some point get a hard rejection or acceptance. You know, it's either going to fairly violently reject it, or it's going to punch through, and closed right at it. There we go, starting to move up a bit. That was a pretty strong candle there. All right, we're hitting that 2960 mark. See what she does here. That's interesting. So we got a bit of an imbalance here. Point of control on price is closer up to this 29,100 range, but volume is stacking up right here at the that 60 level, kind of reinforcing that being a strong point of resistance at the moment. But it could also be a place that are, you know, people building up long positions, so this is kind of the pre-market line in the sand, it seems. Which way? Still kind of stalled out there. I don't know how many times I've seen 2960 just be it's it's such a strong point of support or resistance depending on which way the market's going. It's kind of wild. And I guess it kind of makes sense though. It's like you see it a little bit with those like 40 marks as well, but that 60 mark is just, you know, as resistance. It's kind of blocking the way towards the next level up. Those, you know, those hundreds levels. As resistance, it's or support, it's, you know, keeping the market up, being able to rebound up above those, find those hundreds again. And we've still been stacking higher highs and lower or higher lows, so definitely more interest on the buy side. That's no wick at the bottom. That's looking like a strong candle so far right there. We got about 13 minutes till the market open. Yeah, I tend to usually like to wait until the first. I mean, depending on what's going, it's all contextual, right? Like I think I usually would like to wait until see what the opening 30 minutes is doing. Maybe not the whole time, depending on what the moves are, but if I'd been on earlier, obviously catching this move here where you had this consolidation right here and the strong breakdown, that would have been a nice time to get short and then follow it down to the pre-market level as a target. But once you start getting into the 8:39 hour, it's tough to want to take any position just because they can you can see this nice little bounce here can just get reversed, especially since we made lower pre-market lows within the last hour. That range yesterday was crazy. It did call that double distribution we kind of got set up here. So we opened regular trading hours kind of around here, and then did spike up and end up creating this second distribution here, but then we kind of consolidated around the bottom part of that during the initial balance, and then we kind of just been selling off from there. So bit of a rebound here. We'll have to see what happens. This kind of pattern, this setup of these grind higher where it's like it's kind of slow and orderly. It keeps making higher highs and higher lows, but it's not really there's not a lot of movement behind it. Like it's every now and then you get like one little strong bar like this, then it's per slow grind up. That's hard. Like it's hard because you don't it's if you don't catch the initial move, you don't really want to get long, or it feels it's tough psychologically to get long there. But if you go short, then you're just grinding away against you. You don't want to go against this. That's I've learned that lesson a few too many times. All right. Got about 7-8 minutes till the market open. Currently down about 0.8%. Around 230, 240 points down on NQ. But we are seeing a bit of a bounce off the lows here. See what happens. Yeah, looks like right before, last 5 minutes before the market open, we're testing that kind of second zone of resistance right around that 29,100 level. Alright, let's see here. Still making new highs, higher lows. Last 5 minutes here, let's see what the positioning looks like. Looking a bit stuck right there. Wonder. Peel this off. Alright, we got about 2 minutes left. Looks like price is consolidating right under that 100 level. And right at the top of a bit of resistance there. See what she does. God, I've got a creaky chair. I need to get a new chair. Hopefully I've got this mic set up just right so it's not not annoying the hell out of you guys when you're listening to it. It looks like we are getting a move closer to that. Right now we're kind of wedged in between the point of control and on price and then volume down here, right in this little stack. So I'm watching for what it's going to do around these levels. All right, there we go. Pretty strong candle coming in, moving up towards VWAP. It's amazing how quickly 1,000 trades happens in the regular trading hours. All right. Came down a little bit. Still kind of consolidating. Poking up a little bit of a high there. And then got rejected off of it. Sitting right under that VWAP. I expect... I guess we'll have to watch and see if it tags VWAP or if we just get rejection here. All right, I'm along 3 MNQ. Keep a close watch on it though. I want to see if it looks like it's trying to push up. All right, it's hit that first zone right there, and it closed above VWAP. I'm gonna go ahead and put my I'm long at 127, 29, 127. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a break even stop on there, so if we get a quick reversal here, we don't get whipped through them. But looking pretty strong move up, so I'll go ahead and keep this on for the moment. We're at the 60 level, encountering a bit of resistance, of course. Alright, I have to see what it does here. When it comes back down, it's touching this right here in the VWAP. I am hoping that this is going to act as a bit of support here and allow for continuation up. If it kind of punches back down through this, then I will probably just peel off this position. Yeah, it's coming back down. See if they Alright. They're fighting around the VWAP right now. I'm gonna actually take 2 off of here. Alright, so now I'm just left with 1. Yeah, I've just got 1 hanging here. Still at 29, 127 as my entry. All right, I went ahead and took that off. Not much out of that, but didn't see that kind of initial follow through. I've got this, pretty, this is a daily line of resistance. Now, I might try to grind up through here, but we didn't see that initial punch through that I'd want to see if I was expecting continuation. So, not gonna... Yeah, okay. So, alright, what I'm gonna do here... I'm taking 3 short MNQ. Entry price is also 29,127. If I do see it get pushed back up above that, like that support line testing that opening range high again, then I will bail and probably change my thesis to go long again. But right now we're seeing it kind of messy consolidating around VWAP and making a lower low here. So I'm curious if we're going to get a test back down into this like 190 range here. Yep, just reversed my position to long. And she's coming back down again. Very choppy. Alright, just added 1 MNQ and currently have 4. Average price is 29,156. Alright, we just added 1 more here. 5 MNQ at 29,152 entry price. Yeah, so the interesting thing to be watching for here is we've got a bit of a thin volume right here, so we want to try to watch for a push up to that 29.2 range right up in here. The previous day's VWAP is where that closed, so Alright, getting a decent move up. But it's very much consolidated right here, so we're either going to see a break up or down. I might peel that off. Yeah, of course it's gonna start running up here, but I don't like starting to break up out of that range, but I don't know. This is it's tricky right here. It's very consolidated around this level. We're up over VWAP now, though. Yeah, still poking a little bit higher, setting that opening range. I use a 30-minute opening range here. It's kind of poking that higher. Take a look at pretty red. Looking at the top 100 in the NQ here, it's I see a little bit of green, but most of the leaders in the market are pretty red at the moment. Strong push up, and I did end up filling that 29.2. See it pulling back a little bit down to 29.2 again. Do see some buyers stepping in at that level. Alright, I just went long, 5 MNQ, 29,203. Keep a pretty tight leash on this one, though. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be pulling back a little bit. Probably down to that, like, 60 mark, 50, 60. It's pulling back here, but we are seeing buyers stepping in as well, so... It probably would have been better to try to, like, get in right around here, where you're seeing that. Seeing that, buying interest. Alright, added 5 to my position, so now it's 29,196. Yeah, probably the best place to have gotten long would have probably been right on this, off this candle here. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to, oh, that's good, it's moving up now. I'm gonna have to kill the live stream for now. I'll be back on in a little while here today, but yeah, no, it's looks like we're a bit of a choppy open, but probably going to be slowly moving back up. I wouldn't be surprised if we try to test that initial balance up here in this like 250 to 260 mark. But yeah, okay. Let that position run for a minute here. See what happens. I'll check back with you guys in a little bit here. But all right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you if you find this later, again, I'll be doing this doing these every morning. So yeah, just come hang out, drink some coffee, tea, or whatever your beverage of choice is, and talk about the markets. And yeah, fun times. Hey, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy out there. Like, subscribe to the video, all that fun stuff. You know what to do. And I will talk to you guys later.